All right, welcome everybody. Let's talk Prime Day. Well, we're going to talk Prime Day in just a moment. I think we're going to give people a few minutes to log in, but while we do that, go ahead and hit me up with any questions or comments you want in the chat, and I will get to those. If you are coming to this video a little bit later, then as usual, usually you got to skip ahead a couple of minutes on a live stream like this to get to the good stuff, right? But anyway, Anne, welcome. Hello. And Reliance. Hello there, Reliance. It's nice to see you guys. Glad to see you here. Okay. While we are waiting for people to trickle in, I'm just going to go make sure that I am watching the chat as closely as possible. So let me pull that chat up here. Okay. There we go. Now I feel like I can keep a little bit closer eye on it. Will 35 feet fit on a leveled 1500? I don't know what that means. Chris, what? I don't know what that means. I feel like that's a question from one of your college textbooks, and I couldn't possibly answer it. I don't know what that means. So anyway, while we are waiting, let's talk about Prime Day. I'm curious, it has been a long time, Reliance. I'm curious if people on this stream are taking advantage of Prime Day. Is this something that you guys look forward to? I'll tell you, we're planning a pretty big Reviews.org kind of activity around not Black Friday, Cyber Monday in November. But Prime Day, usually this is a few months earlier in the year. Is this something that you look forward to? Is it something you take advantage of? And what have you scored? If so, if you've gotten anything, let me know. I'll be interested to hear what people have to say. So Carolyn, hello. Oh boy, how do I say that last name? Jashki? I don't know. But Carolyn, hello. It's nice to see you. I'll tell you, the thing that I have been most tempted by for Prime Day this year has been the Kindle Paperwhite. I've been meaning to get one for like 2 or 3 years, and I just haven't been able to bring myself to do it, but it's a pretty good deal. So yeah, maybe one day I'll get it. All right. Get rid of that. Here we go. Okay, so let's talk Prime Day deals and what we've got. My expertise certainly would be the streaming category, and if I'm able to, I want to bring on Tashaka and Steve, who you know from the channel as well. Tashaka is a cell phone guru. Steve does smart home and home security stuff. If I can get one or both of them on, then we'll talk about those categories. But we'll see. It's people are busy, right? So they can't always hop on the live stream. Regardless, we will get to those categories. But let's start with streaming and what sort of streaming devices you can get. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that I am a huge fanboy when it comes to Roku, especially, but then also Fire Stick stuff. I like Fire Stick. I don't love it as much as Roku, although I do love some things about it more. But then there are some other devices that we'll probably want to talk about as well. So if I pull up if I pull up my Prime Day deals here, let me share my screen with you. Have you tried the new Google thingy? Oh, I've tried the new Google thingy. I just released a video on that on Monday, I believe. So yeah, you can go check that out. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. Okay, now let's do this one. There we go. All right, so if we look up Roku on Prime Day deals, here's where we're going to get into some good stuff here. So they've got the, well, I'm going to get past all that. Let's just, you know what? Let's make this. Oh, no, it's there. I know you can do it. Oh, they don't want to do it on the Prime Day deals. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Streaming Stick Plus. Okay, here we go. Here are the deals I wanted to point out for you. So the Roku Streaming Stick Plus right now is $37. Usually it's $50. Sometimes it drops down to the low 40s. But right now it is $37. This is, if you're looking at Roku's, the device that I most often recommend. It's the best all-arounder. It does do 4K and HDR. It doesn't have the same amount of bells and whistles as the Roku Ultra, but it has enough that you're getting almost everything that you would ever need. And now it's for $37. So if you're in the market for a Roku, that is definitely the best deal there. The other one, the Roku Ultra, that I would point out, this is the new model of Roku Ultra, and it's going for $155. That's not much off of the $165 price tag. And the only time I would, let's see, how do I put this? The Roku Ultra is one of the best streaming devices out there, bar none. And I almost never recommend it, because if you're going to spend that much on a device, I think that the NVIDIA Shield and the Apple TV might be better bets, especially these days, because HBO Max still isn't on Roku. But it does come with some good perks as far as the headphones. The headphone jack in the remote is a game changer. And it is faster and more responsive than even the Streaming Stick Plus, which honestly is just fine. So those are the Roku deals that I would point you toward. You can get the Premier for $27. But if you're looking at the Premier, I will almost always point you toward the Streaming Stick Plus first. And you can get the old Roku Ultra for $80. It's still plenty awesome. It just doesn't have quite the same bells and whistles. I will almost never recommend the Roku Express. It's even the newer models are so slow that I'm not sure that it's quite worth it. Anyway, so that's Roku. And those are the deals I would point out there. Okay, so let's check out the comments while we queue up the next thing. Let's see. All right. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Prime Day 1 had Fire Stick 4K for $30. All claimed now. Yeah, that's how that goes. Can you get a rain check for things on sale? I don't believe that Prime Day will allow you to do that for most devices. I think some devices will still let you, like if they get 100% claimed, some companies are willing to move more product on that, and so you can get on a wait list. But I'm not sure they do quite the same deal. But I, to be honest, I haven't tried that yet. I've only seen where that is a possibility. Okay, so let's talk about Fire Sticks or Fire TV devices, because that's going to be important, I think. All right. Oh, that's not the right stuff. Okay. Saw some on waitlist. Yeah, I think you can. You remember my DirecTV review? Oh no, the one from 2016. Let's hope it's not. Maybe it's the one from 2018, right? Let's pretend it was that one. If you want a good laugh, whatever you do, don't go back and look at our earliest videos on the channel. The DirecTV review among them. It could get a little rough back then. Okay, so let's talk about Fire devices. Really, as someone mentioned, Kevin mentioned that they had Fire Stick 4K for $30. Those are all claimed, and that's too bad. However, you can still get it for $50. That's not the Prime Day deal, but hey, you can still get it. But they do still have a deal for the Fire TV Cube, which is basically, it's like if an Echo Dot had a baby with a Fire Stick and somehow a square came out. This is getting weird, but that's what it looks like. Now that's how it operates. The Fire TV Cube it's a decent device. Kind of like the Roku Ultra. I usually feel like this one is a little bit too much device, and it's too much unnecessary device, or it's like the Echo Dot is better served somewhere else, not there on your TV stand. But maybe that's just me. That's not to say it's a bad device, but usually what I recommend is grab the Fire Stick 4K and an Echo Dot, instead of kind of getting that combo with the Fire TV Cube, because the Echo Dot actually is a great little device that that puts out decent sound, and it's not as good as the Echo or the what do they call it, the Echo Studio. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, so that's how I usually recommend that you do it, is grab those two. So if we look at the Echo Dot right now, I know that one's on crazy sale. So $19 for the Echo Dot. So if we go back, $19 for that, we'll just call it 20. So you can get $70 if you got the the Fire Stick 4K with the Echo Dot versus $80 for the Fire TV Cube. So again, personal preference. My parents have a Fire TV Cube. I never loved it, never wanted to get one for myself. I would always point someone toward the combo instead of that single device. Okay, so before we move on, let's go back, check the comments, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. They're selling a 50-inch Fire TV for $299. Yeah. They're doing a ton of crazy TV deals. So, all right. If we go look up the TV deals, these are all, and of course, Fire TV products. They want to push their products. So $250 for, is it an Insignia? Yeah, for Insignia. And it gets ridiculously cheap. 39 inches. That's these days, that's probably like a kitchen TV or something for $140. 32 inches, that's a kitchen TV these days. For $119, that's amazing. Amazingly low prices. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend any of these as your primary driver necessarily, but if you need a fill-in TV in some room in the house, like I said, a kitchen TV, or I don't know, maybe you have a TV in your garage or something, then these are great choices for that. But I don't know that I would choose Insignia as my primary driver. I might take that back later, so don't hold me to that. But that's my instinct. All right, so let's see. Double check here. All right. The other thing, oh yeah, that's right. The other device I wanted to point out, the one that I'm kind of in love with these days, the TiVo Stream 4K. Tell me in the comments, have you watched my TiVo Stream 4K review? Have you heard of this device? Tell me how you feel about it, because I love it. Okay. Oh, come on. Where is it? There we go. All right. So the TiVo Stream 4K came out, 2 or 3 months ago, something like that. TiVo is, of course, famous for having the DVR capabilities, right? They're DVR experts. They've been doing DVRs. They were one of the first to do DVRs back in the early 2000s. And they came out with the TiVo Stream 4K this year. And, it's kind of a shift for them into the streaming world. And I got the device in my mailbox and I was like, all right, I guess I got to review this. It's another kind of Android TV device. Whoop-de-doo. And I plugged it in, I started playing with it, and I ended up really, really liking it. I like the remote, I like the interface, I like their app that they came up with that allows you to pull all of your titles into a single watch list. It's really good. And when they put it out, they said, the retail price is going to be $70. And they put it out, and they started it at $50. And they said it's going to go up. It's going to be $70. So get it while you can. A bunch of people bought it. And now on Prime Day, it is $41.06. So another 18% off. If you enjoy Android TV, if you want a device, a cheap device that is going to run HBO Max, which is sweet, and Peacock, which is pretty sweet, then the TiVo Stream 4K is a great, great option for that. I would highly recommend it. The only thing I would probably recommend more would be the new Chromecast. So somebody asked me, Reliance asked me if I had tried the new Google thingy. I assume you mean the new Chromecast. And yes, I have. And it's fantastic. I'm just checking Amazon. They sell the old Chromecast on Amazon, but as I suspected, they are not yet selling the new Chromecast. So what? So like I said, if you're looking for a device that is going to run, every streaming service that you need out there, then either the TiVo Stream 4K or the new Google Chromecast, which runs for $50 right now. With those are the ones that I recommend as the budget options, the ones that are kind of competing and are in line with your Roku Streaming Stick Plus or your Fire Stick 4K, that sort of thing. These are direct competitors to those. And so that's what I recommend. What you don't want to do now that the new Chromecast is out, do not, under any circumstances, go and buy an old Google Chromecast. I guess maybe I could think of some circumstances, but the old Chromecast is still $30, and for $50 you get a device that does exactly the same thing but better quality with a dedicated menu and remote. It's fantastic. You should definitely go check out the review that I just put out of the new Chromecast if you're interested in it at all. All right. All right. So, speaking of, okay, Isaac, you said you saw my video about TiVo but never used it. It sounds awesome. Yeah, like I said, I really like it. But speaking of TiVo, there is, they've got the TiVo Bolt. Let's see. Let me pull this one up so you guys can see it. The TiVo Bolt is having a deal right now. Here we go. So the TiVo Bolt is their current DVR, and it's kind of an aggregation device, right? So you plug your antenna into it and you can record live TV and whatnot, but it also does your streaming apps as well. So let me pull it up. And the TiVo Bolt, normally $250. It's going for $150 right now. Now, my style is such that I don't really use DVRs that much. I just don't watch that much live TV or care to save much of it. But I know that I may not be alone, but it's a lot of people do want that DVR. So if you've been thinking about a DVR for your live TV stuff, now is the time. You can also get the Amazon Recast. It's kind of a similar device, and it is normally $280 for the 1 terabyte version. And right now that one's going for $180. So that's $100 off of that. There's a 500 gigabyte version of the Recast. Usually it's $230. Now it's $130. So yeah, you can get $100 off of either the TiVo Bolt or the Amazon Recast. If I were to throw my lot in with one of those, I would probably honestly go with the Recast, especially with the deal that's going on for it right now. It is slightly more expensive at $180 versus $150, but the integration, the ecosystem, that's going to be a big deal, right? So if you're getting a TiVo device that it works great and that's fine, but the Amazon Recast works really well with the rest of your Amazon devices. So, okay. Might go with Vidgo TV. Could you do a video on it? Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure I will at some point. It's not on my calendar yet, but make the case and I'll put it there. There aren't many videos on YouTube about it. Let's see. Vidgo. Okay, so $40 a month. I haven't checked in with Vidgo in like a year, so I haven't been paying much attention to it. But if they're going for $40 a month, it's probably worth taking a good look at. So thanks for the tip. I'll look into it. Okay. I'm going to write that down. See if there are any other, there is one other thing on this isn't exactly on the streaming end of things, but it is on the we all watch TV, right? So a couple of weeks ago, I put out a video on the top 2 best-selling soundbars on Amazon. And I talked about the Tautronics bar, and then the Polk Signa S2. I'm going to pull that one up now because I'm going to, later this week, I'm going to release a video on the Polk Signa S2 by itself, kind of a little bit closer look at that device itself. If you don't have a soundbar with your smart TV, and this is the gist of the video that I'm going to be putting out, so you all get a preview. If you have a smart TV, especially one that's manufactured in the last 5 or 10 years, it sounds terrible. It sounds awful across the board. There's, I can't really think of any exceptions until you get maybe until you get into the several $1,000 categories, of premium TVs. But even they are going to be much better served with a soundbar. So anyway, when it comes to sound for your TV, it is extremely important. I've become a convert to this in the last year or two. And so anyway, so I'm doing this deep dive on the Polk device, the Signa S2. Usually, it says it retails for $230. In reality, it usually goes for about $200, but right now it's on sale for $150, $149 if we're being fair. Excuse me. And as far as soundbar quality goes, there are better soundbars out there. There are cheaper soundbars out there. But as far as the balance, for somebody who's on a budget but wants great sound, $150. If you're thinking about a soundbar, this is about as good a deal as you will ever get as far as sound quality for the money. Like I said, there are better soundbars out there. You could get something from Bose or whatever, but Polk is a good name in sound. They know what they're doing. And I've had here, I'll show you. Oh, here, let me pull this back up. I've got this kind of makeshift shelf on my wall. You can see it's actually being held up by another speaker and my bookshelf. I've been testing the Polk for the last couple of weeks and using that as my primary sound on my TV. And I'm really impressed. It's not perfect, but it's very, very good for $200. And now for $150, if you don't have a soundbar, I would actually call this deal kind of a must-have. You should probably go get that one. All right. And my soundbar does not sync when I turn on my TV, and I'm sick of it. I can imagine. I have to get up and turn it on manually, and even then I have problems. I totally get it, and that would be very, very frustrating. I've had a couple of hiccups like that with the Polk, but eventually I was able to make it work. If this is an issue that you have, the best combo, and I know I'm going to sound like a Roku fanboy here. I understand. But the best combo I've found as far as convenience is a Roku smart TV with the Roku speakers. So again, I'm going to turn this around. I hope this doesn't make you guys sick or anything. So I've got a TCL TV here. You can see the Roku speakers on either side of it. There we go. Yeah. So you can get 2 Roku speakers. I think they go for $150, $170, something like that. It's about the same price. The sound quality is slightly under what you would get for the Polk, and you can only use it on a Roku smart TV, but that's been the best combo that I've found as far as just plug and play and forget it. They sync up automatically. I never have issues. It's been beautiful, and they do have good sound, not perfect sound, but very, very good sound. So I'm curious, what soundbar are you using? What's your soundbar and TV combo? Because if it's possible that you could find a soundbar that would sync up a little bit better. All right, looking for a good deal for 32-inch 1440 monitor for gaming, everyday work from home use. Everyday work from home use, I think, is everybody, or okay, not everybody, but a lot of people these days, right? Okay, well, I'm going to come back to this in just a second. And both are Vizio. They should be working together better then, shouldn't they? This is why Vizio was huge 15 years ago, and they've kind of dropped off because I think they have lost their way when it comes to navigating the smart TV era. And that may be a manifestation of that. But that's very interesting, and I appreciate you bringing that up. That might be something that I look into for future videos. Okay, so Brandon, you're looking for a good deal for a 32-inch 1440 monitor for gaming and for everyday use. Yeah, like I said, I think we're all working from home. Most of us are working from home these days. This studio that I'm in, this is out in my backyard, and I do, of course, our YouTube channel here for Reviews.org. I also run several podcasts and, have TV out here and all that stuff. I probably spend 80 to 100 hours a week in this studio. So I understand that when, if you're working from home like that, you want to have good stuff. You want to be set up nicely. Okay, so let's see what we can find for Brandon. And then we'll move on to some other deals. I do want to talk about phone deals and home security and smart home stuff as well. Okay. Here we go. Oh, that's 24 inches. That's not going to work for you, Brandon. You want 32 inches? Not so much. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's see, Dawson. We're going to get there in just a moment. All right, let's pull this up here. So this is the one that I'm seeing. Okay, possibly this one. This Alienware is a curved 34-inch. I'm not a huge fan of curved screens, but you definitely get a lot of real estate with 34 inches. But let's see what BenQ is doing. BenQ, whatever. Never even heard of them. That's a 27-inch monitor. They do have a 28, but as far as a 32, I'm not seeing much for you. Sorry, Brandon. You'll have to keep hunting, I think. All right. So let me, Dawson, I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. Isaac, you say, I have a Roku device attached to my regular TV and a Chromecast HD TV. And a Chromecast HD TV? Okay. Personally, I like the Roku, has better picture and sound quality. Okay, no, there you go. Okay. Yeah, I love my Roku. All right. So let's talk Ring plus Echo Show deal. I did spot something about that. Oh, okay. Let's go look that up. The Ring plus Echo Show deal. Because, okay, we're moving into some smart home deals now. This is the other area of some passion of mine. As you know, if you've been a subscriber on this channel for a while, I do a lot of stuff around streaming and TV stuff, and so does Chantel. Chantel does a few videos now and then on those same topics. But then we have Steve, who does home security and smart home products, and we have Tashaka, who does cell phone products and peripherals. And I'll be honest, I'm not hiding this. I'll say this to his face. Tashaka's cell phone stuff, I feel educated and I feel interested, but I don't feel jealous of the way that I feel jealous of Steve, who gets to test and play with all these smart home devices. It just seems like so much fun. So let's talk about some smart home deals. I'm going to pull it up here, and we'll talk about what we've got. So if you want to know how to navigate Prime Day, then when you log into Amazon, go here to Prime Day deals, and then you can search. You can look through everything they've got, or you can go through these categories. And a lot of what we're going to be looking at in this category should be around here somewhere. TVs and accessories. Smart home. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So you can look through a lot of different categories. So in the smart home deals, there's just a lot of stuff, right? And most of it you're not going to be that interested in, I would assume. But you're always going to find some diamond in the rough, right? So with this one, I will point out this one right here, Arlo. So Steve, in his reviews of Arlo products, he doesn't universally love every single one of their products, but when it comes to indoor and outdoor security cameras, Arlo has been getting very, very good marks from him on our channel. And so if you're looking at kind of a premium indoor or outdoor camera, then definitely come check out the Arlo Ultra. So basically, you can get a one camera deal or a two camera deal, $279 or $419. So you got to get the hub, and then you can get the cameras to go along with it. So you can also get the Pro 3 Spotlight cameras, which I believe he's reviewed on. I believe he's reviewed that on our channel. If he hasn't, then he's about to. But the Arlo Ultra gets good marks across the board from us, from everybody else. And so those are pretty decent deals. 30% off of either of those is definitely something to have a look at. Let's see. The other ones that I wanted to bring up. Oh, that's right. Somebody brought up Ring plus Echo Show. All right. So let's pull that one up here. That is a good deal. Holy smokes. All right. Oh, good. It's even better than I expected, if I'm being honest. Okay. So, smart doorbells. The Ring plus Echo Show. Echo Show is the little smart screen that you can use, set that on your counter or something like that. And then, of course, the video doorbell. What I was afraid of is that it was going to be one of the old original Ring video doorbell model. But no, it's the Video Doorbell 3. It's not my absolute favorite, but it's my absolute favorite for, for budget reasons, right? You can get the Pro version, but it's a little bit expensive. I would definitely take a hard look at this. Ring plus Echo Show. I'll be honest, in 2020, I don't know, 90% of the people who knock on my door these days are salesmen, which is very interesting. In the middle of a pandemic, they always knock on my door and they're never wearing a mask. But it'd be good to screen my doorbell stuff with this. So that's a great deal. Thank you very much for pointing that out. Dawson Script pointed that out for us. I appreciate that. That's a great deal. Okay, Isaac, you say I have Blink Home Security. Highly recommend them. Actually caught somebody behind my house because of the security system. Wow, did you go out and confront them, or did you spot them later on the feed? That's could be an exciting day. All right. The other thing I wanted to point out. Okay. So let's pull up. We can go back on this screen here, and Amazon devices, they've got all sorts of devices, right? We'll probably come to some more of that stuff, but the Echo and Alexa, I wanted to point out this Echo Studio. If you appreciate good sound, you want, good music throughout a room in your house, then this is going to be one to keep an eye on. I think it's the purpose is to compete with Apple's version of this. What do they call it? The HomePod, if I recall correctly. But it is looking very good. I'm very interested to try it when it comes out. And they are letting you pre-order you can pre-order here on Prime Day. It won't be in stock for a little while, but you can still pre-order it for $50 off. That's 25% off. Not a bad deal. We'll see where the price heads. My assumption when Prime Day is over, I don't know if it'll jump all the way back up to $200. I bet when it releases that it'll be, more like $180, $185, something like that. But still, $150. If you are an Echo household, which we are here, then this is, again, something to look out for. All right. Oh, that's right. The other one that I wanted to point out is Ring products. So we talked about one Ring product already, but let's go ahead and go back to our Prime Day deals. I'm going to go look at home security. And what you'll see is that there are just a ton of Ring products on sale. Obviously, Amazon owns Ring, so they're going to put a lot of those products on sale. the one, oh shoot, you know what? I did want to point out one other thing, if you'll forgive me for going backwards just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this Echo Studio. If you have any Philips Hue devices in your house and you have a hub already, then get this deal right now, because you can get the Echo Studio with 2 Philips Hue bulbs. You've got to have the bridge for them. So if you have it already, then great. But you can get 2 Philips Hue bulbs for included, and it's the same price as what you're getting for just the Echo Studio. So again, Steve has done a review on the Philips Hue bulb lineup, or at least a part of it, and they really are as good as advertised as far as light bulbs go. So, okay, now let's get back to some Ring products. Like I said, the Video Doorbell 3 is probably the best for the money as far as video doorbells go. You can go cheaper on the original one, but that is going to be, how do I put it? It doesn't have the same bells and whistles. The Video Doorbell Pro is the one that, if I'm going to get one, it's probably going to be that, if only because, frankly, form factor matters to me, and I think that's a more attractive device on my front porch than the original design. So, all right, Richie, let's find out what works according to Craig's recommendation for the Prime Day. Well, that's why we're here, I suppose. The other device that I want to point out, and this is something that I use myself here. Excuse me, my voice is running out. Our time is running out, according to my throat. The other device that I want to point out is Eero. So Eero, if you listen to podcasts, you've probably heard of this because they've been doing a lot of podcast advertising. But I've used a few different Wi-Fi mesh systems around the house. And it's actually not this one. I use the Eero Pro, but only for the speed because I do have gig internet here. So I would take a hard look at Eero if you have a house with any Wi-Fi dead spots or anything. You can go with Nest Wi-Fi or Eero, or there are a few others out there, but those are the ones that are going to be kind of the most automatic and user-friendly and easiest to set up, and the ones that I would recommend. The only thing that I would point out, well, first I should point out the price. It's a huge 30% off. You're saving $75 off of this. So for a 3-pack of a mesh Wi-Fi system, you're essentially getting these for, what is that, $57, $58 a piece? It's a great deal. The only caveat with this is that it does not do gig internet speeds. So this regular Eero mesh system goes up to, I want to say, 350 megabits per second, maybe 500. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I remember I had to go up to the Pro system to get those gig speeds in my house. But either way, the reason I ended up liking these so much is because, and I don't know if they're going to show it on here. Every Eero device has an in and out Ethernet port. And so you can wire your entire system, which does increase the amount of speed that you're getting from all 3 of those Wi-Fi points. It's not just counting on that wireless signal for them to boost each other. You can wire them up. I find that to be worth it. I found it to be so worth it that I ran, and I did a video on this a year or 2 ago. I ran 150 feet of Cat 6 cable out here to the studio so that my Eero Pro, previously it was a Google Wi-Fi, so that it would be as quick as possible out here. Excuse me. All right. So the last thing I wanted to point out in the smart home security stuff is a device that just came up on our channel a week or 2 ago. And it's one that that when Steve did it, I was like, okay, fine. He's going to do a video on this product and we'll put it up. And I wasn't sure I was going to care, but then I watched the video and I was like, I kind of want one now. And that was the Ring Pathlight. They've got the Ring Pathlight and they had the Ring Spotlight, and both of those seem like really, really good devices. And so let me pull up the Pathlight here because they do have a deal on that right now for basically, I think it's what, $21 off, right? So it goes for $90 for a 2-pack, but right now you can get it for $69. So again, if you're in on the Ring ecosystem, if you use a lot of Amazon devices and you're looking for some outdoor lighting, then make sure you go check out these Ring devices as well. All right. You can, by the way, 4 Pathlights plus a bridge for not much more. That's actually probably a better deal. So maybe go for that one. All right, final category. I was going to bring Tashaka on this, but we may run out of time. I was hoping to get him on, but I'm not sure that we'll be able to today. I do want to talk about cell phones and some cell phone deals that we have going on. But if I don't get a drink, then I'm not going to be able to talk anymore. So pardon me for just a moment and, talk amongst yourselves in the comments section, right? Okay, yeah, if the show's going to go on, then I need something in me. All right. Much better. All right. So for the final stretch of today's live stream, let's talk about phone deals. There are more than you would think for Prime Day. So here we go. Cell phones and accessories. Okay. So I'm not going to go through everything in this category because there are a lot of things. A lot of earbuds, a lot of cases, a lot of watches, that sort of thing. But what I'm going to pull up is right over here, these 2 categories. Let's start with the cheap one first. Come on. There we go. All right. So in the kind of budget category, they've got Motorola, Samsung, LG, and more. But these are kind of budget phones, right? So the one out of this entire list that I'm going to pull out, not that there aren't other worthwhile ones, but the Moto G Stylus is one that we have reviewed on the channel. And for $239, you're not getting a flagship phone with a ton of crazy, amazing features. But I will say Tashaka was extremely impressed with the Moto G Stylus and what you get for the money. So if you're in the market for a new phone and you want your budget to go as far as possible, then take a look at the Moto G Stylus. Normally $300, you're getting 20% off of that down to $240. That's a heck of a deal. Again, not a flagship phone, not a premium phone. The cameras in it are perfectly serviceable, but not primo, right? But for $240, if you're a budget-minded person, that's where you want to go. The other ones that I'll pull up, so that's on the budget side. On the non-budget side, we have the Samsung Galaxy line. They do have the A21, which is definitely a budget phone. But I'm going to pull up the other ones here, and you'll get to kind of see a little preview of where I'm going with all this. But let's start with, okay, that's the old S10. Yeah, you can get an older model of that Galaxy line for pretty cheap. But I would go, if you're going truly budget, then go for the Galaxy A71 first. And then if you want to get to the S20 line, or sorry, the Galaxy 20, whatever they're calling it, the S20 and the Note 20 Ultra. So this one, there is a Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. This is not that, right? This isn't the Ultra that goes for whatever it is, $1,400 or $1,300. This is the S20 version that's normally $1,000, but you're getting $250 off for that. Quite the deal. It's apparently #1 bestseller. So that is one that I would keep an eye on. But I know I'm kind of speaking for Tashaka here when I say that the Note 20 Ultra is about as much phone as you could ever possibly want. So if you are going big and you want a flagship, then the Note 20 Ultra is one that should get your attention. And again, you're getting $250 off of that price. So the other one was $250 off as well. And so it's a higher percentage, but here 17% off. Usually it's $1,450 for the phone. And here you can get it for $1,200. So those are probably the best phone deals that Prime Day has to offer. There are, like I said, there's other phones, so you can go check out those categories for the budget phones, perhaps. But if you've been thinking about one of these, then absolutely take a look at it. So for those who have joined in the last few minutes, we've talked about the mobile category, of course. We talked about a bunch of smart home products, but we started out talking about streaming devices and the best deals there. So if you've been with me the whole time, then forgive me for a little repetition. But if you are just joining me again, go check out for the next few hours. You can get some Fire TV devices. The Fire Stick 4K sold out of its $30 deal that they were going with. You can still get it, but it's $50 again. But you can get the Fire Cube for $80. Or I think the better deal would be the smart Fire TVs. So the Insignia TVs, you can get a 50-inch for $250. Crazy. Or you can get a 32-inch for, $130 or something like that. The TVs are so cheap now, I can barely understand it. The other thing, Roku, you can get the Streaming Stick Plus normally for $50. You can get that for $37 right now. And they are having a little bit of a deal on the Roku Ultra, but not enough that I would really, send people running to it. The other devices that we've been talking about lately as good alternatives to the Roku and the Fire TV line would be the new Chromecast, the Chromecast with Google TV, which is not available on Amazon at this point. So can't get it as part of Prime Day, but you can get the TiVo Stream 4K, which is, along with that new Chromecast, probably my favorite direct competitor to the Streaming Stick Plus or the Fire Stick 4K. So that one is normally $50, but right now, today, you can get it for $41. I would definitely recommend checking that out if you are a streaming junkie who needs to have HBO Max and Peacock. Peacock you can do on Roku now, but you can't do you can't do HBO Max on Roku or Fire TV. So you need an alternative to those if you want to watch those streaming services, and I think they're good. So if you don't want to spend $50 on the Google or the Chromecast with Google TV, then go check out the TiVo Stream 4K for $41. The other thing that we talked about briefly earlier on, and I'll just run through this one more time quickly, is the Polk Signa S2. Let me see if I can pull it up again. Because I do feel pretty strongly about this one, so I'll do my spiel about the Polk Signa S2 again. Your smart TV that you bought in the last 5 or 10 years, the sound sucks, and it needs a soundbar. It doesn't just kind of want a soundbar, it needs a soundbar for you to have a good experience. Theaters are dead for now. We'll see if they get brought back to life. It'll never be the same again, right? So the home theater experience is more important than ever, and your sweet 4K HDR TV is only half of the equation. You need good sound to have a good home theater experience, so soundbar is necessary. The Polk Signa S2, which I've been testing here for the last week or two in my studio, that is the best bang for your buck soundbar on Amazon as far as I'm concerned. There are better sounding sound bars and there are cheaper sound bars, but none of them have quite the same bang for your buck ratio. And usually that one goes for about $200. As they say, well, they claim it's usually $230, but usually you see it for $200. But right now, $150 is a fantastic deal for this soundbar. If you have a TV and no soundbar, I would consider that a necessity. If you're shopping for a TV, then find out what your budget is and buy a TV that's $200 cheaper, because you need a soundbar like this to go along with it. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. All right, so boy, we've been going for almost an hour, and I really appreciate everybody tuning in. If you have any questions, I'll stick around here for another 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm happy to field any questions that you guys might have on any of these subjects. Not that I'll be an expert on the cell phone side, but I can do my best to answer those. But smart home stuff or streaming or TV, any questions that you have, I will entertain those for a few more minutes. Okay. Oh, interesting. I did just find that Samsung has their $200 soundbar is also on sale for about $150. So I haven't tested this one, so I can't speak to it. But if it's Samsung, then it's going to be quality. But Polk is no slouch when it comes to sound quality either. So, all right. Isaac Cable asks, it seems like Roku has more app options. Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong. You're especially not wrong 5 years ago or 3 years ago, where, how do I put it? Just the sheer volume of apps available on Roku was stunning. Still is, frankly. But the problem is that everybody else has kind of caught up. If you look at the total number of apps available on any given device, then the Roku App Store probably is still the highest, although I haven't checked in the last several months. But it's probably still the highest. The problem comes in, you got to ask yourself, what apps do I actually want? Which apps am I actually going to use, right? So they may have 4,000 different screensaver apps, but do you need those 4,000 apps? What's more important, I think, is which device or which devices have the apps that you actually want. So that's when we have to ask ourselves the hard questions, like, why doesn't Fire TV have HBO Max or Peacock yet? That freaking sucks. And they need to get those on there. They need to find some way to make a deal and get those on there. And so it's very difficult for me to recommend Fire Sticks or Fire TV devices because of that lack. If you want to watch HBO Max or Peacock, you have to get some other device to go with it. And even the devices that I love, the TiVo Stream 4K and the new Chromecast, they run on Android TV. And Android TV there are no Android devices that support Apple TV Plus. Now, for a lot of you, that might not be a big deal because not a lot of people are watching Apple TV Plus. I love it, but a lot of people don't care, right? So it bothers me that Apple TV Plus isn't on the new Chromecast, but it might not bother everybody. So, all right, let's look at another one. Let's see. Can you make a list? Dig your cast, but got the last 5 minutes. Sorry about that. I should, but the problem is it's a little late now. By the time I got a list out, it would be too late. So Prime Day would be over. But I'll tell you what, stick around, Elliot, if you are subscribed. I hope you're subscribed. If you're not, then make sure you are, because we are going to do something bigger and better for what I call it, Cyber Monday, coming up next month. We'll have some stuff going on for Cyber Monday. We'll also do some stuff for Giving Tuesday. It sounds like we've got something in the works for Giving Tuesday, which is the next day after that. So make sure you're subscribed. And also, go to reviews.org. I mean, we've got this YouTube channel here, and I hope you enjoyed it. It seems like you enjoyed it. I'm glad you do. But we have a whole site with a whole stable of writers that are keeping track of these deals and can help out there as well. And so whether you're looking for the deals or just want to get some reviews of some of these products and services, then make sure you check out reviews.org and see if you can find what you're looking for there as well. All right, Richie, thank you very much. All right. Right, okay. All right, so Cardboard Guy says you can get fully working HBO Max on Fire Stick using Downloader. Yes, okay. So, yes, when it comes to something like this, and this also applies to the question about what has the most, which streaming device has the most apps. Because you can sideload apps on your Fire Stick, then you have a nearly unlimited number of options on that. I don't usually talk much about sideloading because it's kind of a power user move, and that's not necessarily who we're trying to help out. There are a lot of amazing YouTube channels out there that will dive deep into the weeds of how to do those kind of power user moves. And we have talked about it in the past, but I don't concentrate on it because we want to keep things more accessible for people like me who want to keep it simple, right? So yes, you can do that, but HBO Max is not available in the Amazon Fire App Store, whatever you want to call it. So until it gets there, as far as I'm concerned, HBO Max is not available on the Fire Stick. So, all right. Okay. So Isaac asks, Blink Security just released a new version of their cams, but now they will start charging for cloud storage for these cams after December 2020. Why? Well, the simple and correct, but possibly unsatisfactory answer is storage is expensive. It's not free. Like these ones and zeros that are floating around in the cloud, they actually do have to be stored somewhere physically, and that is not free to do. It's not cheap to do. And so as something like Blink, Blink starts small and they get a few customers and they reel them in, saying, hey, we got some free storage for you, right? And it becomes more popular. More and more people get Blink Security, and suddenly they're inundated with all this data, people saving all this security footage, and it gets overwhelming, and pretty soon, it's cutting too deeply into their profit margins, and they figure if they keep offering that for free, then they're going to go under, and they want to keep going, so they have to start charging for something like that. Just the way it works, unfortunately. So, all right. Hello, Light Slayer. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. Light Slayer. Sounds very menacing. Okay. Donovan. Okay. Stream is amazing. Thank you, Donovan. Sucks at YouTube. What streaming stick do you recommend to get someone started with streaming? I always recommend the Roku for somebody getting started, just because it's so simple. As far as the interface goes, yeah, they have ads, but they're off to the side. It's kind of unobtrusive, and it's so simple. When you turn on the power button and you get the home screen, it says Netflix right there, Prime Video, Hulu, and the tiles are so simple that anybody could figure it out. That being said, that's what I've always recommended. And it's getting a little easier now to keep doing that because they did ink their deal with Peacock, but you still can't get HBO Max on Roku. You can get HBO. I still watch HBO on my Roku, but not HBO Max. But these days, it might take another month or two before I'm willing to do this, to say this in a full-on video and not just a live stream where I'm kind of going off the cuff. But I suspect that the new Chromecast with Google TV might be my new favorite as far as beginner devices. The interface is amazing and intuitive. I shouldn't say amazing. It's the interface is very simple and intuitive and easy to grasp. If you have ever used Netflix, then it should be very simple. So that one might be in the running. I still would probably point somebody toward Roku unless they know they want to get HBO Max. That's the only thing that makes me hesitate at all. So I would say the Roku Streaming Stick Plus, which is on sale today for $37 instead of the normal $50. So, all right. So I think I answered all of the big questions. So thank you, everybody. So many of you joined in, and I'm glad you did. If you have anything else that you want me to address, maybe in a future live stream or in a future video, then hit the comments to this video, not just the what do we call this thing? The chat. Yeah, you can put it in the chat, but I might miss it. But once this video is uploaded and you can go comment on it, I will see those comments and I can answer more questions, again, either in future live streams or in future videos. But thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Happy Prime Day. I hope you enjoy poking around. Make sure you go and check out, if you go to Amazon, once again, I'll just show you this one more time. You go to Amazon and go to Prime Day deals right here up at the top. And then you can search by category. You can check out every deal that they've got. And yeah, happy shopping. Enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you guys next time.